fine. Labor Day weekend. Always love having a day off. It's yeah, holiday in September seems odd to say out loud. Like September, you don't think any holiday existing, but Labor Day right there start off, and then there's no like official holiday. Well, I guess October you have Columbus / Indigenous Peoples Day,
And
and
November's Thanksgiving, and
there's
then Christmas,
Thanksgiving.
and then
Well,
New
Veterans
Year's,
Day
and
before
then
Thanksgiving.
MLK
There's
Day.
yeah.
Oh,
We
you have Veterans Day?
on my other channel, we did the Left Wing. John and I did a ranking of holidays, and so it was pretty fun. So there's like your S tier holidays, like your top ones, and there's basically four like the holidays that dominate the calendar, and that's going to be Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and 4th of July. Those are the major like massive holidays. Although there should be, we decided that there's an S tier and an S plus because Christmas is the biggest holiday by a country mile. Nothing even comes close to how much culture and society just wraps itself around Christmas. And Christmas fucking rocks. It's great. It's a great holiday. I love it. Now, I know Christmas is problematic for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Like Christmas, like the Pilgrims didn't celebrate Christmas. Did you ever read about that?
Yeah.
They thought that because obviously Jesus never had say, hey, celebrate my birthday. It was just kind of it was a Christian invention to replace Saturnalia, the Roman holiday. And they figure, well, everybody's having this, we might as well have our holiday. And a lot of people didn't like that. And and Christmas has adopted a lot of pagan traditions like the Yule log and the Christmas tree and stuff that makes it more fun. Like relax, people. And then a lot of people complain
about
that
the pagan traditions is what make it more fun.
Yeah, it's a holiday. Relax, it's exactly.
Chill, people. Chill.
Yeah, I mean, what would Christmas be like if we took away all the pagan influences? Well, first, it wouldn't be on December 25th because that was, it could be like Jesus would have been born in the spring, right? Christmas would be like in March. Lame. Who wants that? And
no one.
Nobody, right? No Christmas trees, no Christmas lights, no. I never used the Yule log, so I don't know.
Me neither, but now I want to start.
And it would, I guess we'd still give presents. That was kind of the thing, but giving presents to Jesus. I don't know. It'd be like Easter, but with gift giving, I guess, which is fine.
But then you would have to move Easter to the summer.
No, because
you can't. I guess you could do them back to back.
Yeah, because like the crucifixion, I don't know if I know a time for that. Like I know, I don't know when the crucifixion would have happened in the calendar. I don't really know. I don't
know either.
Yeah.
We should look into this. We should do
you know what? Probably not, because I just realized Easter is set at the beginning of spring, and that's because Easter is the same like Christmas. It was a like a merger with a pagan holiday of Ishtar, and that's why there's eggs, because it symbolizes life coming out during springtime. And fertility holiday, and then the Christianity said, "Oh, well, we'll put this for the resurrection of Jesus," because it kind of matched. It kind of matched with the whole coming to life thing. So I don't know if like what time of the year that Easter took place, but I guess we could have them in the same month. That'd be kind of
like Christmas is like wintry and snowy and cold, and like it's just magical. And you go out the night before, like on Christmas Eve, and you put out reindeer food, and you can see your breath, and it's chilly. Do not move Christmas. Christmas belongs.
Agree 100%. I could not agree more. And you know what? It's
even if you're delusional.
What?
And I would say, even if you're delusional, you wake up and Christmas morning and you're like, maybe it snowed, even if you don't live where it snows.
I know. So as I've gotten older, I hate snow. I hate the cold. I can't stand it. I don't know how many winters my body has left. I can't deal with snow anymore. And I want to move somewhere where it's warm all the time. That's like I would really want to. I will accept Christmas Day. I want it to be cold and snowy on Christmas Day. Every other day it can be warm, but I do want, some cold and some snow on Christmas. That would be great. And the thing too is that what makes Christmas so great, and I think like one of the major reasons it's a big holiday, is because winter fucking sucks. Winter is terrible. It is like it's dark and it's cold and you're miserable. and we circle around this major holiday and meet your family. It's why the big holidays are at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. And you know well, we're going weird. This is what the folks tuned in for, by the way.
I love this.
Holiday
I'm here
talk
for
with
it. We can make it a half episode.
Yeah, I know, right? With the calendars. So you ever notice that the dates, I mean the names of some of the calendars don't seem to make sense? I remember October is what jumped out to me, because I was like, okay, Oct means 8, right? And October is not the 8th month, it's the 10th month. And September means 7th month. November means 9th month. December, you can tell the DEC means 10th month. It's wrong. It's off. And that bothered me as a kid. I was like, that's too much of a coincidence. Like October and December were the only ones I knew. I didn't know that NOV meant 9 or SEPT meant 7. But then I found out that's not an accident, that December used to be the 10th month. And yeah, so in the Roman calendar, the year started in March. And which makes sense because that's spring and that's when they started the calendar. And I was like, okay, but the Roman calendar only had 10 months. It didn't have 12. You had March through December. And then they still had like those roughly 60 days in January, February. They just weren't labeled. They didn't give them a month at all. And so it was just like winter time. And I said, that's strange. That's actually still kind of weird, although I know they did it. But the reason they didn't do it is because ain't shit happening in January and February. It's cold and it sucks and everybody stays inside. So they didn't bother giving it a name. And eventually they gave January and February names. And I don't know what February means, but January is named after Janus, which is the god of beginnings. And they started there. And then they altered a few names too. Let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So I forgot March, April, May, June. Yeah, so July used to be Quintilius, I think, which means 5th month. But then they changed it to July, named after Julius Caesar. And then the next month was changed to August after Augustus Caesar. And so that's how we got the name of our months. And so yeah, it's fun times.
I didn't know. Now I'm intrigued.
It's cool shit. It is cool shit. Like Julius Caesar is one of the most impressive people in all of history. Like, oh my God. Just like when, like he had some cool shit when people who knew about him and were his rivals and fucking hated him, his friends, his enemies were all like, yo, this guy's incredible. Like people who hated his guts, like, hey, got to give him respect on this. But he made the Julian calendar. He changed it from an old calendar because the old Roman calendar didn't account for leap years. So the calendar kept moving. And like if you don't adjust for the leap year, the days go off. And so like you had spring happening in like November or something. And so it didn't make any sense. And so Caesar's like, no, we gotta fix this.
We gotta fix it now.
Yeah, and he fixed it by adding like 1 year. He just added like 80 days to the year. Like he just said, nope, we're putting a whole bunch of days in this year and getting this calendar correct and fixed it. And so the calendar is still a little bit off because math. It's the calendar is 365.25 days, which is pretty close, but it's not by second accurate. So it's like every 400 years they have to alter the leap year or something like that for the calendar to make sense. Yeah.
I don't know, so I'm asking because I'm fascinated by your knowledge on this topic. How did leap years even become a thing?
Well, because because when people would make calendars like all around the world, they realized the calendar wasn't stable, and you would have figured that it'd be a daily cycle, but the sun doesn't give a shit about our math on this. And so a day is not 24 hours. A day is like 24 hours and a few seconds or something, or a few minutes maybe. So if you stick with a regular calendar that's just by day, you will very quickly realize that your days are off and that your spring solstice and your winter solstice are moving from where they should be. And you got to correct it. I mean, I'm sure people noticed this thousands of years ago. it's incredible how precise people were with calendars back in the day.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Yeah, it's then again, I mean, what else did you have to do but stare at the sky back then? So you really had time to watch the moon. And I mean, that's where, we get our months from the moon and everything, and the sun gave us the counter for the days. But yeah, it's interesting shit. It's interesting.
Interesting things I never knew I needed to know until now.
Yeah, there's no reason to know any of that shit. It's just like it's just
and now I might win a trivia night sometime.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun shit. You never know. If someone brings up the Julian calendar, you know, I know where that came from.
I know.
I got it. I got that shit. I'm trying to think of other random facts about the calendar, but I'm struggling at the moment. But all right.
I can't wait to hear them.
Yeah, I'll probably think of some during the show, but we'll get there.